All right, I am live. All right, Gun Freak Nation. I'm hoping y'all can hear me. Um, I had wanted to talk about an incident that happened in my state. It wasn't in Detroit, even though we got you know crime happening every day all over the world. You hear me? But this one right here, man, this uh this is a tragedy right here, man. We had a woman that she worked at. She was the manager at McDonald's, and it was she had an altercation with one of her coworkers. She's the manager. Um, this coworker, she sent her home. It was something happened where she sent her home. This crazy savage went home, grabbed a knife, put on a mask, came back to her job and attacked the manager. Never have I ever seen. Uh, I mean, violence is at an all-time high, and it's like every day, some savage is trying to outdo the other savage. Now, this woman was a single mom, a mother of six, and it's just it broke my heart when I saw this, man, and it's crazy. I need for everybody that hit the play on this button. I want you to be thankful for life, thankful that here to see another day. What up, though, Brandon? Um, because this woman, she went to work. She had been at that McDonald's for 15 years. 15 years. She was the manager, and she lost her life, man. And it happened to be a customer in the drive-through, and he saw it. This customer had a CPL, pistol for sale license, right? He shot up in the air to try to break it up. I don't know, man. If that would have been me in that drive-through, and I'm seeing somebody being stabbed to death, I probably wouldn't have been shooting a warning shot. You feel me? But this was yeah, this was a tragedy. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip, man. This happened like yesterday, the day before yesterday, but it's crazy. Let me play this clip right quick. I'm Freak Nation. Probably gonna be a commercial or something.
In with an update to a breaking story we have been following the last. In with an update to a break.
Hold on, let me share the video right quick, y'all. My bad. Let me think this it right here. Yeah. Okay. And I need to let's X this out. All right.
Breaking story we have been following the last few hours out of East Point, where police say an employee stabbing her own manager to death.
And by the way, East Point, um, it's east of Detroit. I guess you could say it's a suburb, but yeah, East Point is east of Detroit. Like I guess it's like next to Roseville or something like that. I don't fuck around with the East. But yeah, check this out, y'all.
And with an update to a breaking story we have been following the last few hours out of East Point, where police say an employee stabbing her own manager to death. This all happening inside a McDonald's on 9 Mile. That's where we find Fox 2's Camille Amiri joining us with the latest. Camille, a lot coming out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. We just spoke with the victim's daughter, who is absolutely beside herself. You're going to be hearing from her later today on our newscast, Fox 2 News at 5 o'clock. But first of all, let's break down what happened. And I think you've got some video that you can show. This was around 8 o'clock this morning here at the McDonald's in East Point on 9 Mile. There was some sort of verbal altercation between this manager and an employee who, incidentally, the daughter says they were friends, that they were friendly. The employee goes home, according to police, gets a knife, comes back, stabs the manager. We've learned her name is Jennifer Harris, 39 years old, 6 children, a single mom, working here for 15 years, stabs her to death. And then somebody in the drive-thru, this is happening in the area of where the employees are working in the drive-thru section of the fast food restaurant. Somebody going through the drive-thru, a CPL holder, sees everything happen. He shoots his gun in the air to try to stop everything. Unfortunately, he is not successful in doing so. But as the suspect is running out of the McDonald's, the police say that the man with the gun actually ran after her and held her at gunpoint until police arrived. She was arrested. Unfortunately, Jennifer Harris, 39 years old, died once she arrived at a hospital, multiple stab wounds. We did talk to an employee. Here's what she had to say about this horrible tragedy.
She left for 5 minutes. She came back with a mask on her face. And the only thing I seen was her hands. That's how I knew it was her. And she started stabbing her, and I ran for help and basically asking everybody, like, help or whatever. I tried to stop her. It was no stopping her. She stabbed her everywhere.
Just an absolutely horrible, horrible situation. Again, coming up tonight at 5 o'clock, you'll be hearing from Jennifer Harris's oldest daughter. The family, these kids are ages 5 to 20, 6 children altogether. They were here earlier, just moments ago, absolutely beside themselves, really not understanding any of this and why this happened. They said that their mom, they called her, everyone's nickname for her was Jamma, that she got along with everybody. She always had a smile on her face, and that the suspect, they said, was always friendly to the children and giving them stickers and always laughing and smiling with them. So the family is having an incredibly hard time processing this. Of course, we're going to continue to follow the story, but that is the latest going on right now. Of course, that suspect in custody, also a female.
What a tragedy. What a make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, man. 15 years there. This tells me that whoever this crazy woman was that worked there that did this, she already had issues. And I'm not going to always blame it on mental illness. Some people was just evil. Some people just have a temper that they can't control. This heifer went home. So this is premeditated. She went home and got a knife. She knew what she was going to do, and it wasn't going to stop. Wasn't no stopping her. I wish that gun owner, the CPL holder, would have just, lit her ass up, man. I and I know you just can't jump in the middle of anything because you don't know what it's about, but seeing somebody, I just can't sit back and watch somebody get stabbed to death. And this is no criticism of him, because you can do something where you can end up going to jail that didn't even have anything to do with you. But this is just a tragedy. And I mean, what is it going to take? Are we going to have to start arming? Are the managers are do they need to be armed now? It's bad enough you have to worry about an armed robbery, right? But now your own coworkers, people that work up under you, this is just so tragic, man. And 6 kids, this is it's ridiculous. And people don't dug up her social media and they don't put up videos of her, talking about the manager and stuff. And other people was chiming in now that worked with her at previous jobs, and they said she was shit crazy, shit crazy. So I already know her lawyers they're gonna try to use that the crazy defense. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say she was crazy and she snapped, lost her mind. I ain't buying. This heifer knew exactly what she was doing. I'm not buying all that crazy talk shit. But that's what the lawyers gonna say. Her defense lawyers, that's their job. But she gotta remember, she went home. This was not a fight. She got mad because she got sent home because she wasn't performing her duties. So she went home, got a knife. Uh uh she wasn't that crazy enough to not put on a mask. She went home, put on a mask. That tells you right there that she knew what she was doing. So all that crazy mental shit, if you is like that, I don't give a fuck. You took a life. Now you got to forfeit yours. I hope they put her under the jail, under the prison. I get so tired of that. You got a crazy motherfucker, you know, unaliving somebody. Oh, but take it easy on them. I'm not saying you saying that the person in the comment, but I'm just saying, nah, get help. If you know you got problems or your family know you got problems, get your people help so they won't be in a situation like this. You know, but yeah, that tore me up to see that, man. This woman trying to do her job, and I wish that she would have had a knife or even better, a gun to defend herself. I'm telling you, it's a lot of people out here that is hot headed and uh they don't have a problem resorting to violence to settle their differences, man. And my condolences go out to her family. May she rest in peace. But that woman did not know when she woke up that morning to go to work so she can take care of her 6 children, her kids, that would be her last day on earth. And it's tragic. That's why I say the second that you step outside of your house, things have gotten so bad that the second that you step outside of your home to go out and run an errand or whatever, there's no guarantee that you're going to make it back home. That's why you got to be savage ready at all times. Me personally, if I had a job like that, a manager at McDonald's or something like that, man, I'm gonna be armed some way somehow. And I know it's against policy, but I would rather lose my job than to lose my life. You hear me? I would rather lose that job than to lose my life. That lady lost her life. So the next story that the true story I want to talk about is self defense. So many times when you have a property being stolen or you know somebody trying to steal your car, I'm trying to tell people over and over and over again, don't feed into it emotionally. It's okay for you to alert the thief and let them know that, hey man, the gig is up. I see you. Get the hell out of here. But you cannot take a life over property. It's against the law. You are only here in Michigan, and I cannot think. I think I cannot think of another state that allow you to take life uh, over property. I keep hearing Texas, 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 but here in Michigan, you only can use, you only can utilize deadly force is when you're meeting deadly force when something when your life is in danger. Okay, say you go outside, somebody is messing around with your car, so you go out to confront them, which I wouldn't recommend that, but you go out to confront them. It's your car, it's your property, it's your right to go and confront them, right? But you don't know what you're about to confront, so you have your gun. So if they see you coming with your gun and they happen to be armed, and they aim it or they making a motion, then yeah, you can stand your ground and send them to funky time. I don't want to take nobody life over a vehicle, over nothing materialistic, right? But if they're not posing a threat, they're not armed, and they trying to get away, let them go. Because the minute that you uh you know utilize your gun, your funky town sender, you going to jail. You are going to jail. It was a few years ago, maybe longer than a few years ago. It was a situation here in Michigan. A young lady, she had been out partying. She was drunk, and I believe her vehicle had broken down. So either she went to the wrong house. She was belligerent. She was intoxicated, and she was banging on the door. I believe she thought she was at somebody's house that maybe she knew, but she was intoxicated, so she went to the wrong house. The guy answered the door. Here in Michigan, you got your storm door or your armor guard. We call them armor guard doors. Those are security doors. Then you got your main door. He opened up the main door and he had his armor guard, his security door, which is like bars and stuff. Can't nobody get in. Yeah. So she's beating on it, trying to get in. He takes a shotgun and unalive her, even though she's on his front porch, and you got that security door that she couldn't ain't no way she was gonna get the security door open. I have one too. Um, guess what? He's still in prison. He got charged because no way that lady posed a threat to him. You know what I'm saying? That lady did not, and I'm not gonna make it a race issue. You know what I'm saying? He happened to be right. She was black. A lot of people was trying to make it into something racial, but I just think that he was just a dumbass, and he later lied and say that the gun accidentally went off, but it didn't match up with his original story. So they convicted him. So in this particular case that happened earlier this week, we had somebody living out in White Lake because the McDonald's incident, it happened in East Point. This one happened in White Lake. I've been to White Lake maybe once or twice. Very beautiful place. Homeowner had his garage broken into several times, and I guess he got fed up with it. Teenagers, and I think one of them might have been like 21. So his security system goes off. He sees people tampering with his garage. Mistake number one. And by the way, the garage is detached. It's not one of them type of homes where the garage is built into the house. No, it was a detached. It was a detached garage in his backyard. So he sees people, tampering with his garage. Another break-in, basically. They went there to steal some shit, basically. So he takes his gun confronts them and unalives a 17-year-old kid. Now, I hear some people's like, well, I don't feel sorry for the kid. That's what he get. You can't be stealing people's shit. I don't feel sorry whatsoever. I do. Because I know when I was 17, I did stupid, dumb shit. That's part of being a teenager. I never been that far out where I'm trying to, I didn't take it over the top where I'm out there, doing criminal shit and breaking in people's houses and shit like that. But I've done stupid shit. This is basically a kid. So they don't know whether they're gonna charge him or not at this point. But what I'm trying to get to is you only can use deadly force if someone is trying to take your life. If they was breaking into his house, his actual home, it would have been a different story because we do in Michigan have something called the castle doctrine. That's where we can stand our ground in our homes. We don't have to retreat. We can meet force with force if you coming into our house. But a detached garage, that's property. And I just want to go and share this video. I thought it was pretty interesting, and I want to share it. And I believe that this is it right here. Let me pull it up. Probably got commercials in something.
Bradford's wife Alicia enters the store holding a gun of her own.
What happened? We argued. She came at me. What? Man.
With her gun still in her hand.
Let's see what we got here. Here we go.
18-year-old is dead. Another.
All right, let me play this right quick so y'all can see this.
They were trying to get away by any route necessary, and eventually they found themselves at a hospital.
So a homeowner could face charges this morning after firing shots at a group of teenagers he caught breaking into his garage. A 17-year-old is dead. Another is wounded. Charlie Langton here now with more on this and so much more for a weekly segment we call The Verdict. How you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing great. Everything is good today. A lot going on, especially this case. This is, we talk about gun rights and, do you have the right to use deadly force? And the short answer is you do. You absolutely do. However, it's very limited. And we have to review the facts here on this White Lake Township. Here's a homeowner who's had his house or his garage broken into many times. These are 7 kids apparently that could do a lot of damage and steal a lot. And they've been broken into before, etc. Okay, he gets word on his app that someone is breaking into his garage. A homeowner goes out with a gun, sees the kids, apparently 7 of them, so he's outnumbered. And then we don't know exactly the facts. Kids may start to run. He shoots, kills one, a 17-year-old, and injures another. They end up in the hospital. Other 5 get away. Okay, so the issue now is, can you defend your home or your garage with a gun, deadly force?
And that's the house that we're looking at. So it's a detached garage. Because we've talked a lot about that stand your ground law, in which if someone's at your front door, breaking into your front door.
Yeah, so let's break it down, make it easy, okay? So the short answer is yes, you can defend yourself with we're talking about deadly force. When can you use deadly force? And there's really only one exception. It's when you are confronted with their deadly force. In other words, if these kids had a gun and pointed at him, maybe you could use deadly force. But in this case, this is at best a property crime. It was a detached garage, not part of the home, which is a gray area anyway. And it doesn't matter that this house was broken into or the garage was broken into 3 times in the past 4 or 100 times in the past. It doesn't matter. You cannot use your gun to defend your property. You can defend your own personal life. If you come up with a gun, I can shoot you. Or sexual assault is another one, and it's got to be imminent. It's got to be right now. I can't wait a day and then, hunt you down because you assaulted me yesterday.
So let me just correct then what I just said. So if the kids are at his front door barging into his house,
Absolutely.
he can't use a gun.
He can.
He can. So here's the success. So there's a presumption. If the kids are in the house, you can use your gun. That's an easy one. Okay? Absolutely easy one.
From a separate garage?
Yes,
in the
it
same?
is.
Okay.
It is. If it's now, let me change the facts a little bit. Let's say that one of his kids is sleeping in the garage. Let's say somebody was working late at night in the garage. That's different. I'm not saying it's justified, but it's different.
Right.
There's a presumption if you're being broken into, you could have a fear that you could be approached with, again, danger. You have to be in danger.
I know this could come down to just how it's argued in court, but what would be the distinction between someone barging into your home or you feeling like that's what's about to happen compared to some cases that we've seen both here and nationally where someone maybe shoots through the door or shoots without, I guess, any real proof? What's the proof that you are actually in danger?
We had that same case here not too many years ago. What's her name? I forget the name right now. But the woman who was drunk and she was going to the wrong house, banging on the door. The homeowner thought he was being broken into, and he shoots the gun through the door and kills her.
Right.
He got convicted.
Right.
You can't do that.
Right.
Now, if she was in the house, it becomes, there's a presumption you can shoot, but let's change up. If she's really drunk, if she's lying on the floor, if she's not putting him in danger, then those are the issues there. We don't have that here.
Right.
So the bottom line here is a self-defense. There's only one justification for using a gun, and that's self-defense. Any way, shape, or form.
One of the most impactful thing in this, the details of this case notwithstanding, because I don't know the details of this case, but one of the most impactful things that I've done was I took a CPL class. It was 8-9 hour day, and the law seems so clear. They drill into your head what you can and cannot do in a case like this.
Yeah.
And just on the surface, again, I hesitate to even comment on this case because I don't know the facts, but you can't shoot somebody running away from you.
You can't.
That is in no harm.
You cannot.
But I don't know that that is the case. But just
that's what,
Even if they were not running away, even if they were in a detached garage, and remember, the homeowner has to be in fear of his life. But as I understand the facts, and I don't know all of them either, he went out and confronted them. How afraid can you be if you go out and confront someone? Hey, kids, what are you doing here? You're not afraid.
By that metric, you cannot do that.
Can't do it. Bottom line is you can't use your gun unless it's self-defense. Think of it that way, and you'll be good.
That was one of the best learning experiences that I've ever had because we talk about gun violence and guns so much. That class was incredible.
It probably, in the emotion of being maybe, and we don't know, but this guy may be a frustrated homeowner, so tired of people stealing his stuff out of his garage or whatever he had in there, that emotions maybe clouded some good decision making.
But we've had cases. Someone they steal your car in your driveway. They're driving away with that's my car. Take out a gun, shoot. No, you can't do that. Right? You can't do that.
Cannot. Let me stop this right quick.
We begin tonight with that Wayne County government.
So I would like to say this. You got a lot of people out here. Yeah. If I catch him up, even if he step up 1 foot on my property, I'm sending him to Funky Town. That's an idiot. That's an idiot, and you're going to get locked up, rightfully so. And I'm not taking the side of the criminals or the savages. I'm not taking their side. I'm taking the side of the law, and I'm taking the side of righteousness. me personally, morally, I don't want to take anybody's life. I don't. It's not worth it. Material things. It's just not worth it. I am only going to resort to deadly force if I feel like you are coming in to do harm to me and my family. That's a whole different story, but never over any property. Number one, it's against the law. You cannot take a life, use deadly force protecting property. Not here in Michigan. You cannot do that, you know, nor would I want to do that. I mean, it's a situation where I get it. I'm tired of people breaking in my house. I'm tired. I mean, at one point, it was a beaver in my area, and he was going in people's cars, chewing the wires. He got my car. $120 I had to pay to get that part fixed. Soon as I paid and got it fixed, not even 3 days later, the beaver struck again, chewed the wires on it. And I'm like, you know what? If I see that damn beaver, I'm gonna light that damn beaver up. It was either a beaver or gopher rat. Something went underneath the hood and chewed the wires. I'm like, damn, that's another $120 I'm gonna have to pay to get this fixed. Who's to say that this whatever rodent that's doing it is not going to strike again, right? So, but when you're dealing with a human being, you cannot, it frustrated me, but it's not worth you losing your freedom over unaliving somebody. And morally, I just think it's wrong. Everybody got a right to protect themselves and protect their property to a certain extent. But if that person or criminal or savage is not posing a deadly threat towards your life or your family's life, man, let that shit go. Because if you use that gun out of anger, you're gonna later regret it. And this next story, this is old as fuck. This happened probably like in December, man. The woman, she actually works for the city, and let me narrate it for a second. You know, the husband the wife, she works for the city. Um, Detroit. She works for the city. She's a city worker. I think she's on city council or something. She's on some type of board. Um, the husband went into a Southfield. I believe they was in Southfield. Went into a gas station. Okay, he went to buy a pop. She's out there in the car. So when he got the pop, I think the pop was like a 99-cent pop. But when he tried to purchase the pop, I think it went up to like 110 or 115, because he didn't realize that when you buy a pop, they're going to put something called a deposit fee on it. They're gonna put a deposit fee on this. So when you returning in your empty bottles, you get money for those empty bottles, right? So they charge you a deposit tax or fee or whatever. So he's kind of having words with the gas station clerk. He was like, whoa, wait a minute. This pop say it's 99 cents. Why are you trying to charge me 15 cents or 10 extra cents? So another gentleman comes into the store, into the gas station, right? He chimes in and says, "Hey, it's the deposit fee. They charge you extra because, for the deposit fee for the pop, right?" An argument breaks out, and the guy was like, "Hey, man, you need to mind your own business." The other guy was like, "Well, hey, man, you holding up the line over 15 cents. Just go on and buy the pop." Next thing you know, both of them was wrong because I don't give a damn if me personally, if I'm in a gas station or wherever and I see a dispute happening, I'm staying up. I'm staying out of it because you just never know how far things can go and shit just may go left. I ain't got nothing to do with it. My name is Bennett and I ain't in it. But this guy chose to put his 2 cents in and be like, yeah, it really is. It's a deposit fee. And they just got into it, and a shoving match ensued. And the wife, obviously she heard the commotion. The husband went outside, got a gun. Yes, went out there and retrieved his gun, went back into the gas station. She came in, she pulls her gun. Let me play this. Let me play this, man. I've been meaning to play this video like 5 months ago.
Well, we begin tonight with that Wayne County government official and her husband now facing charges. Welcome to 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Thank you for joining us tonight. 7 News Detroit has obtained the alarming surveillance video from inside a local gas station. It shows the official and her husband being arrested after an argument over a can of soda. That's according to police.
7 investigator Ross Jones is walking us through the hard-to-believe video and the charges the pair is now facing.
Thank you, sir.
It's just after midnight on New Year's Day at a BP gas station in Farmington Hills, where a man is seen buying a can of Mountain Dew. The man is Larry Bradford, the husband of Alicia Bradford, Wayne County's director of parks.
This is $1.99. Okay, I should have $8 candy change.
But Bradford's husband thinks he's being overcharged, that the clerk is adding tax to his $1.99 drink, which actually turns out to be a 10-cent bottle deposit fee. Before long, another customer standing behind Bradford begins to chime in, and tempers quickly flare.
There's no tax on pop. There is now. Huh? I said there is now. On groceries? Well, he's got proof right there. Get in it. Ain't none of your business. Well, you get out, man. Who you talking to? You!
Quickly, the two begin fighting. At one point, Bradford can be seen using the can of Mountain Dew to strike the other customer. After a few seconds, Bradford leaves the store only to return with a loaded 9mm handgun pointed at the other customer.
Say you sorry. I apologize, sir.
Seconds later, Bradford's wife Alicia enters the store holding a gun of her own.
What happened? We argued. You came at me. What happened?
With her gun still in her hand, Alicia Bradford says she saw the man push her husband out of the store and asks if he tried to rob him.
I'm going to stand up and look for your No, you're going to stay down there. You're going to stay down there. This is ridiculous. You're going to attack you for what? Because we argued. What were you arguing about? The price of pop. What did that have to do with you? I did it.
At one point, according to police, Bradford's husband can be heard threatening to kill the man.
I should kill you. Hey, I can do something to you.
Alicia Bradford would call police, but when they arrived, it was Bradford and her husband who were both arrested. Later that day, the Oakland County prosecutor charged both with assault with a dangerous weapon and felony firearm. Wayne County Executive Warren Evans suspended Bradford without pay. It is not Bradford's first brush with controversy while working for the county.
Did you find it to be a conflict that your daughter was getting contracts from the department you oversee?
If it was conflict and it was disclosed, it was conflict, although I did not disclose it formally.
Back in 2019, we revealed how Bradford got into trouble after her stepdaughter collected more than $10,000 in county contracts from her own department. Bradford said she disclosed their relationship informally, but the county executive suspended her for 15 days.
There was an error on my part, and I encountered the repercussions from that.
Well, I did reach Alicia Bradford by phone yesterday. She declined comment on.
Man. Wow. I should have been played that video. Listen, y'all. Hey, I stay in my own lane and I stay out the way. Like I say, I'm not going to chime in and butt in because you just never know who you're dealing with. I mean, that guy could have lost his life. What if their gun would have accidentally went off? You know, over some pop, over 10 cents. This is ridiculous. And I just feel like you never know what type of person, if you cross paths with, encounter a person like that, walk away. Walk away. Look how that escalated into a fight. And I have to blame both parties because if you look at the video, number one, the guy should have just shut the fuck up and not chimed in and not butt into what was going on. That's number one. Number two, he shouldn't have walked up on him in a threatening manner. Now they were wrong too, the way they handled that situation, grabbing their guns, and it's crazy, but it's so many people that's out there that's like that. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. It really is. It's so ridiculous, man. You got to be.
18-year-old is dead. Another is wounded. Charlie Langton here now with more on this and so much more for a weekly segment we call The Verdict. How you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing great. Everything is good today. A lot going on, especially this case. This is, we talk about gun rights and do you have the right to use deadly force? And the short answer is you do. Absolutely.
I got one more video I want to play. This is for the women. Right here.
Is on the city's
arson. We begin with the search for a suspect.
I cannot express this enough. Women, if you're dealing with a crazy ex or just life in general, because you got crazy savages that don't have a problem coming in and doing horrible things to you and trying to break in on you, whatnot. Check this out, y'all. This is ridiculous.
We begin with the search for a suspected arsonist accused of targeting the same family not once, but 3 times.
They lost much more than their sense of security and want the firebug off the streets. Good evening and welcome to 7 News Detroit at 11. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Watch the surveillance videos and you can see different angles of the attacks to their home and car.
7 News Detroit reporter Brett Cast is on the city's east side with the plea for justice in a string of crimes, all caught on camera.
Well, the remnants of the most recent fire remain in the driveway as Walina and her family fear the next time could be worse.
Open the door.
Ever since this moment,
The truck on fire out here.
the lives of Walina Payne and her family have never been the same. It was the overnight hours of May 24th when that frantic neighbor alerted them that someone had lit their truck on fire.
He was like, hey, somebody just set the truck on fire. And we looked outside and the truck was ablaze.
What the kids at? Get up now!
Thanks to that alert, Walina quickly got her family outside, and the next day her neighbor showed her surveillance video that proves that someone purposefully lit the truck on fire. And that was only the beginning.
This is the second incident where they tried to set the house on fire.
1 week later, overnight on May 30th, security footage captured arsonists striking again, this time targeting her home, as Walina, her kids, and grandkids were all sleeping inside.
To know that there's kids inside and to try to light the house on fire.
Exactly.
I mean, that's a pretty drastic thing to do, right? I mean, what goes to your mind that someone would actually purposely do that?
That they're trying to kill us. They're trying to kill us.
As police and arson investigators got to work, Walina bought more cameras and alarms, but that didn't stop another return visit at 3 a.m. this 4th of July.
They bust this window out, then they took off running, and then they came back, and then they they put something in there and they blazed it up.
That second burnt car still sits in Walina's driveway, and the fire department says this most recent incident is still being assessed. But the video leaves no doubt that it was arson. And Walina has no doubt in her mind the next time could be worse.
It's scary because we don't know. We can't sleep at night, so now we're jumping up at every little thing. It's crazy, and something needs to be done.
And this is still an active investigation. Anyone with information is asked to contact Detroit Fire Investigators. You can call them at 313-628-2900 or email them at arsontips@detroitmi.gov, and you can remain anonymous. On Detroit's East Side, I'm Brett Cast, 7 News Detroit.
I would have loved to have seen her. I would like to. I hope that she have a gun because somebody trying to unalive her, and she got kids too. she needs to, she don't. It's something has happened. I don't know. Somebody is pissed off at her. Someone is definitely pissed off at her. I don't know the whole full story, but she needs to be armed because she has a family. And in a situation like that, you can't obviously depend on the police. You can't depend on, picking up your phone and hoping that the police get there in time, or even the fire department. You got to have that gun because if that was the third time, they might be successful the fourth try. But that's just to tell you, listen, stay on your P's and Q's, stay ready at all times, keep your head on the swivel. The devil is out there, okay? You can be the most religious person on this planet, right? You could be the most peaceful person on this planet. It doesn't matter. If you cross paths, encounter any savages, any criminals or whatever, anybody that got it out for you, you need to know how to deal with that situation and do not panic. But my advice is get armed and know how to move. There's different levels to this. That definitely couldn't be me. And everybody, some people just move. Everybody don't have the funds to move. Everybody don't have friends, family or friends that they can, move in with. And a lot of people, if they know somebody is after you, they damn sure ain't going. They damn sure is not going to let you come to their house to put their shit or their family in jeopardy, to put them in danger. So if you watching this, sister, I don't know what set this off and why somebody wants to unalive you, but for your own good and for your own safety, you need some way, somehow, if you don't already have one, get you a Funky Town Center. Get you a gun. Because if they came back 3 times and they setting your cars on fire, trying to firebomb your house, somebody really want to delete you off this planet, and they don't care whether your family go up in flames with you, which is, man, this is crazy. This is crazy. I had to. I originally wasn't gonna go live tonight, but I said, you know what? I need to get this out so people can see this shit and see that a lot of people. Gee, I know you be making all that up. You. No, no. The reason why I don't show a lot of footage, YouTube copy strike. They strike the channel. They'll violate me for They'll give me a copyright strike. You know what I'm saying? And they probably gonna strike this channel, but fuck it. I need people to see the situation for what it is. It's savages out there, and y'all need to be savage ready at all times. You hear me? Because you never know when you're gonna cross paths with one, and you need to know how to handle that situation accordingly. Appreciate that, man. But I'm about to jump off. I'll be back on probably tonight, and I got to do my regular videos and shit too. I know, some people, don't holler at me. I missed the regular uploads. They comment, but until then, I'm gonna do the lives. I'm trying to save lives. You hear me? I'm trying to get people to get armed. I'm just. I want you to not be no future victim, man. Don't let nobody get the drop on you, and you. It's an evil, wicked world we in, and just take care of yourself and just stay alert and aware of your surroundings. Anyway, God Freak Nation, listen, y'all stay armed, stay responsible with your firearms, stay righteous, and be ready to send them savages to Funky Town. But you have a lot of shit, like the incident at the gas station, over 10-cent deposit that could have ended up a tragedy. The guy got his ass whooped for sure, but like I say, when you got two people that's not willing to back down, what can you expect? What can you expect? Me, like I said, I wouldn't say shit. I'm not gonna chime in and butt in somebody else's business. That could cost you your life at the end of the day. Because you don't know who you dealing with. You don't know whether they already don't had a bad day or they just mentally ill and they just want to take that shit out on you and unalive you. Look at the woman at McDonald's, man, the manager. 6 kids that don't have a mom. I hope McDonald's take care of them. I hope that they pay for her funeral expenses. If they don't, I'll never eat another Big Mac or a milkshake again from McDonald's. I hope not only do they pay for her funeral, but I hope that they set up, I hope they make sure that her kids are straight. I hope that they pay for their college. You know, that lady gave 15 years of her life. But I appreciate every single one of y'all that tuned in tonight, man. I want y'all to just be grateful for what you do have in life. Be grateful that you are here, that you woke up this morning, that the Most High woke you up this morning, because guess what? So many people didn't make it to see this moment right now. You know what I'm saying? Because they got deleted at the hands of a savage, and they're not here like the beautiful mom that was the manager at that McDonald's, man. I know her kids. This is a nightmare to them. They mother went to work to take care of them and never made it back home. Dang. Dang. This is ridiculous. Then I even feel bad for the 17-year-old. That's a kid. Probably listening to other badass kids. Come on, man. Let's go rob the garage. Let's go rob the garage again. Or I heard that such and such got this in the garage. And listen to him, lost his life. If you young, you want to be here a long time. You can't be no follower. You know what I'm saying? Listen to your own mind. You know what I'm saying? Don't get out there and be doing negative shit. Don't play stupid games, because guess what? You may win stupid prizes, and the ultimate prize is you losing your life or getting gunned down and being paralyzed for the rest of your life. It's just not worth it. Whatever that was in that man's garage, it was not worth taking a life over. And me personally, I hope they do charge him. And I get it. Oh, but he didn't do nothing wrong. He got tired of people just stealing his stuff, and enough is enough. Nah. You don't take a life over material shit. I don't care what you say. You don't take a life. You only use deadly force when you are faced with deadly force, the threat of deadly force. That's when you got the right. You can't, I see a lot of other YouTubers. I'm not going to mention no names. But, somebody get on your property, or they break in your house. I don't care if there is, trying to jump back out the window. Make sure you put one in the back of their head. No, man, that ain't it. That ain't it. Because guess what? If you let them go, they're going to come back. Well, guess what? If they know that you got a gun, more than likely, they're not going to come back. They're going to look for somebody else that don't have a gun. Number two, if they are stupid enough to come back and break in your house, even though you don't chase them off with a gun, and they come back with the gun, then, hey, the gloves is off. It's time to send them to Funky Town. But, gunning somebody down that's running, and they back is turned, and they trying to get away. Now, your ass is going to jail, rightfully so. I don't give a damn if they is in your house. You're going to jail. You're going to go to jail. If that autopsy come back and it says that them bullets entered through the back, and that person was trying to run, escape, even though they were wrong. I'm not condoning people breaking in your house, but what I'm saying is, you cannot be that bloodlust to the point to where you use that as an excuse to unalive somebody. I ain't feeling that shit, and it ain't right. But anyway, God Freak Nation, I love y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Gun Freak Nation News. I will start doing more and more of these videos where I'm showing the actual, clips, because it's been so much shit going on right now in Detroit that, man, every day I'm hearing about some type of shooting from a senseless altercation, man. People are resorting to violence over the most stupidest, dumbest shit, and they it's gunplay at the end of the day. This shit, man, you got to navigate your life through all the bullshit, through all of the distractions, and focus on you. Focus on you. And stop listening to people. Oh, if he come in and I don't give a damn if he got a gun or not. You step 1 foot in my house, I'm gonna let you have it. Well, they're gonna be letting you have it in prison. And I'm not condoning, I'm telling you, use deadly force accordingly. They break in your house and they got guns, yeah. Send them on their way to Funky Town. But if it's a drunk neighbor or somebody broke in and they see you and they don't, scared the shit out of them and they trying to run back out, let them go. Let them go. They're no longer posing a threat to you. They're trying to retreat. If they dumb enough to come back with guns or whatnot, that's a whole different story. But I'm trying to save you from a whole headache of having to get lawyers to defend you, and because they already don't like us law-abiding citizens, and they'll use any excuse to take our rights away or lock us up. So you got to play this shit cool. Don't be no hothead and be like, oh shit, oh you messing with my car. You seeing if my door is locked. You pulling my handle, my door handle on my car. You trying to trigger my alarm. Oh, I got something for you. That ain't it. That's not it. Anyway, Gun Freak Nation, I love y'all. Till the next time. I'll see y'all then. I love you, Gun Freak Nation. Salute, baby.